This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Carbonite. What does a company called Carrier IQ know about you? Yeah, you, right there. They're watching you. When is the Samsung Galaxy Nexus ice cream sandwich phone finally coming to the United States in the form of a Verizon wireless version of the device? And will the next version of Microsoft Kinect be able to read lips? Hopefully better than my bad Kung Fu movie impression. Round them up! It's Techno Buffalo's Rumor Roundup. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Happy Friday and happy December to you. It's Techno Buffalo's Rumor Roundup. Run them up! Woohoo! On Revision 3. My name is Noah Kravitz, editor-at-large for Techno Buffalo. And this episode of the Rumor Roundup for the week ending today, Friday, December 2nd, 2011, is brought to you by our friends at Carbonite. Hey, by the way, shameless self-promotion. Check out this past Tuesday's episode of Techzilla on Revision 3. There's a very, very handsome and well-spoken special guest. And after his segment, I was on there talking about the $20 Mac with Patrick Norton. Had a great time. Patrick was awesome. And, watch the show for Patrick and Veronica and the rest of the segments. You already know about the $20 Mac. Anyway, good fun. Check out Techzilla. It's a great program. Now, on to the roundup. Who is Carrier IQ and why should you care? Because they might be watching you. I always feel like somebody's watching. Who is that? Rockwell, that song? Anyway, Carrier IQ. You probably never heard of them before this week, if at all. And now they're all over the blogosphere. They're a company that makes software that its stated function is to gather performance data, other analytics data on smartphones and report back to carriers so that the carriers can optimize the performance of their networks, their devices, etc., etc. They made news this week because a developer named Trevor Eckhart discovered that his Android phone was running this software without his knowledge and may actually have been capturing everything from the phone numbers of the people he was calling and texting to his keystrokes, web browsing history, and other highly personal stuff. Eckhart posted a video to the interwebs. It got picked up all over the place, including by our own Adriana Lee. You can check out her article on the story. And since then, everybody from the tech blogs to Barney Frank has gotten involved, asking Carrier IQ, what exactly are you guys up to? Now, the deal seems to be that this software has been installed on some, but not all, smartphones, recent smartphones from hardware manufacturers, including Nokia, HTC, and other Android smartphone makers, BlackBerry, and Apple. The hardware companies who've spoken have basically categorically denied that they've ever installed the software themselves. That leaves the carriers in question. Looks like Carrier IQ, you'd make sense from the name, looks like that their software is installed by carriers after they get the devices from the OEMs, but before they sell them to you and me and that guy down the street. So where does this leave us? We don't really know, and that's the rumor part of all this. Carrier IQ hasn't said anything other than to send a cease and desist letter to Eckhart demanding that he pull down his video and all of his blog postings on the subject. The EFF came to Eckhart's aid and very quickly got the cease and desist letter rescinded. And again, the media coverage has blown up since then. But aside from that, we haven't heard from Carrier IQ. We don't know what they're really doing, if anything. We don't know how sinister this is or isn't. So the rumor is that if you've got a modern smartphone, your every move might be being tracked. It's just a rumor for now, but it's one worth paying attention to. Stay tuned, Techno Buffalo. We will have the latest on the story as it unfolds. Speaking of smartphones, the Galaxy Nexus is the flagship device for the new version of Google's Android operating system, Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich. Made by Samsung, the Nexus has already launched over in Europe, but it's yet to be found in the United States. Why? Well, could be a number of reasons, including a bug related to the volume control that was found on the European version of the device after launch, and Samsung is now working on fixing. Whatever the case, the launch date for the phone in the US on Verizon Wireless has been a moving target. First it was around Thanksgiving, then it was December 8th. Now the latest is December 11th. Again, this is just rumor land. There was never actually a ship date or a pre-order date announced by the carriers. But the latest rumor, of course, comes from a screenshot that may or may not be legit, supposedly taken from a Best Buy internal retail database management system. This screenshot, which has been posted on the web, of course, that's what we're doing. We're a web show. It's about rumors. It's on the web. This screenshot shows the Galaxy Nexus for Verizon in stores on December 11th. There's a catch, though, and the catch is that it also lists some specifications, including the physical dimensions of the phone, that don't quite line up with the specs already published by Samsung. So what gives? Is the Verizon version going to be a little bit different? Are the specs just off in the database? Or is this a total Photoshop job that's just the latest in a whole bunch of made-up stuff by people who really just want the darn phone because it's supposed to be the greatest Android phone ever? I don't know. December 11th, Best Buy, that's the date we have now. It's as good as anything else until Verizon or somebody comes forward and says, this is the actual date, this is the actual price, this is when you can actually get one and use it on our LTE network in the United States. Stay tuned. Fingers crossed it'll be sooner than later. You know, computer disasters eventually happen to everybody. If you've got a computer, and who doesn't these days, disaster is going to strike. It might be in the form of a virus infecting your system, it might be in the form of theft, or if you're like me, it might come in the form of Mr. Butterfingers dropping his laptop onto a concrete sidewalk. Yeah, ouch, not good. But if you get Carbonite online backup before disaster strikes, there's no need to worry because your irreplaceable files will be backed up safely and off-site. And the best part is, it's easy to get them back. Plus, you get anytime, anywhere access to your backed up files from virtually any computer in the world, or from an iPad or smartphone using Carbonite's free app. With Carbonite, unlimited backup for your Mac or PC is just $59 a year. That's less than $5 a month. And if you sign up now using the offer code TECHNO, you can get a free 15-day trial and 2 months free with purchase. If you decide to buy the first 2 months, they're free. Gratis, I think they call it. Anyway, go over to Carbonite.com for the complete details, and remember, use the offer code TECHNO, T-E-C-H-N-O, to get 2 months free with purchase. And last but not least, is the next version of Microsoft's Kinect going to be able to do everything from read your lips to sense your moods? Maybe. According to a report published earlier this week, tracked down by our own video game editor Joey Davidson, Microsoft is hard at work on Kinect 2, which might be a standalone unit like the current Kinect, or it might be built in to the next version of their Xbox gaming hardware. Now, all of this stuff is said in the rumor mill, said to be on tap for a release next year, and Microsoft is giving a keynote address at CES in Las Vegas in January, which is like a month away. We'll be there, by the way. Like, I don't know, 85 of us are going to go cover the show. You need as many people